Hello and welcome to episode 49 of the Hoop University podcast. This is your host, Daryl Harris, also known as D Hoopster, and we are here with a loaded intro for a loaded episode with a lot of ground to cover when it comes to the world of wrestling. And it's right on time, truthfully told, because this morning I get Bleacher Report push alerts. I get tweet notifications. I get web, Microsoft homepage emails up. I'm like, wait a second. The WWE just announced that Netflix will air Monday Night Raw starting January of 2025. Whoa, that's kind of a big deal. Wait a second. Didn't I just see that The Rock was announced as a board member for the TKO group like 3 seconds ago? Wait a second. The Rock is on First Take? Wait a second. I'm still trying to process a crazy episode of Monday Night Raw at the same time. Or at least a crazy segment. Quite the day of news. There's a lot to get into, even when it comes to that, but now doesn't even really feel like the time. We'll give it time because, details of this agreement are still being announced. There's still plenty of questions. But this is a wowzers moment for sure. That's for sure. As for this episode, it's time to get into this Royal Rumble in a real way because the deck is loaded in the WWE like it never has been. And I'm willing to argue that. And there's a lot of worthy contenders to win this Royal Rumble because this road to WrestleMania just got pretty murky thanks to an untimely and unfortunate tweak to Seth Rollins' knee. And we have my guy Suge Wrestling making his DHU on-air debut today. And we talk about all of that. After that, we kind of establish our bases. We pick up the pieces and we put together a list of people that we would like to see win the Royal Rumble. If you are a casual or a lapsed fan, I would just say would be a great weekend to take in a couple hours of wrestling, and it will make for a very, very entertaining couple of months. But not to mention, Joel Embiid had 70, Cat had 60-something, and shot the team out of the game. The Miami Heat have Terry Rozier, and the Milwaukee Bucks just fired their head coach. So, news, right? Without further ado, let me get to this conversation with Suge and set the scene for that. We now know that Seth Rollins is holding on to the World Heavyweight Championship with plans to defend it at WrestleMania. So, we're going straight forward with the Royal Rumble. Any man can win it, and we're fighting for an opportunity to fight for the championship later date. So that's been established. Other than that, everything else is fair game. Without further ado, Big Jace, turn me up. And I will say I apologize for the audio quality on my behalf. This has been a work in progress for some time, but I think I had a light bulb moment as I recorded this intro. So just bear with me.
Oh, it's on me?
No. I was waiting to hear the white girl say recording it.
Yeah, I got her a second ago. It was loud. I've never had
it.
My
thing is lagging, bro. I think it's this computer. I think it is from 2015. I think it's 2016 or so. I'll do something to it. Yeah. Well. What up, my brother?
What's going on?
I'm joined by a fellow wrestling comrade, enthusiast, supporter, all of that. And this is our first time getting to shoot the breeze, man. And I have a feeling that it's been in the making for a while. That's for sure.
Long time.
But I got my man Suge Wrestling on. Go ahead and talk to him, Suge.
What is going on, y'all? I am Suge Wrestling. I have been a fan what feels like my entire life. Um, we've been trying to hook this up since July of 2023. It's
Right,
been, yeah, it's been
right.
crazy. We met through a Chatterbox Terrell. So shout out to him.
Shout out to T, man. That's the guy. Talk that talk. The movement,
Yeah.
the motion is definitely happening. And before we keep rolling, let them know what you got going on and where they can find you. And because I'm sure as as we continue, listeners will be like, oh yeah, hold on. Where's my guy at?
So you can find me at Suge Wrestling. I am on Twitter or X, whatever you feel like calling it, Instagram. You can connect me with me there. I have a link tree with all my links there. So if you're interested in what I'm doing on this side, you can always hit that up and just feel free to talk to me, man. I'm out here.
There we go, bro. There we go. Well, man, we're here to talk some wrestling, and it is about that time.
I'm gonna try to keep my finger on the mute button. My 2-year-old don't know what quiet means yet. So
Bro, we can. I gave a little update on what my 2-year-old has been up to on the last episode as well, and I was like, oh my god, we halfway to 3. I got to remind myself every now and then.
oh man, we just hit 2. So my daughter's birthday is 5 days before Christmas.
Congrats,
And
man! Happy
so
belated, Miss Lady.
thank you. You know,
Congrats,
it's
Pop.
tough. It's tough. It's real tough. It's been an interesting year of 2s because I also found out my job was tripping in, so I'm just freelancing it right now. So it's been a hard 2 so far, but it's been cool. I've been chilling at the
Man,
house with
it's an irreplaceable time, and
right.
it's honestly, it's like the more time you have to just be there and soak it up. Like, bro, we can already look back and be like, dang, you used to be.
Right. This
I,
big.
I used to have to. I used to be able to just put you down, look at you. You know what I mean? And I ain't getting that back no more.
Yeah, right.
Everything that's already happened, which feels like it's crawling day by day, and then it's like, nah, them
Yeah.
days is gone.
Real quick. Now we're having whole conversations. You talking back. Like it we got to get this whole thing situated.
On everything, man. It's like, no, you tell me what you want to do. No, that's not how this works.
Yeah,
I ask you,
right.
but if I say it, you need to listen.
Right. You know, we're there. We're right there. It's like, hey, I know you want bananas, but that's not what's in the kitchen right now. Like
And
you're gonna
it's
have to work with me.
and I got a boy, you got a girl. I know that there's something different in the works there. So I can only imagine, bro. Uh, Getting back to this wrestling, dog. So what I wanted to do, man, you're more well traveled than I am at the moment, for sure, in terms of probably products you're paying attention to. And I have fallen off the wagon kind of with my AEW week to week watching. Haven't been really been watching the product like that, honestly, since the lead up to World's End.
Okay.
And I know that usually the WWE crowd, AEW crowd, wherever you fall in the middle, I can't help that I grew up on WWE. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
There's
facts.
a right, indoctrinated. But I don't come for AEW to diminish them whatsoever. And I will watch them consistently because no matter what, you turn that show on, it's hard to be disappointed.
Yeah. AEW, it you're trying to satisfy a broader group of people than with WWE. The more I watch WWE, I sit here and I'm like, wow, a lot of this stuff is for kids. And I can't necessarily fault that because that's the audience that they're trying to push to. That's who's gonna buy the t-shirts. Like every time a John Cena t-shirts, that's who's gonna want the new one. I got my AJ Styles t-shirt from 2016. I'm still rocking with it.
Going strong. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. But these kids like, no, I need the new John Cena shirt because the old one was blue and this one is orange. I need that. And so a lot of what the market they're pushing to is children and families. But with AEW, you have to deal with people who are fans of that Japanese strong style. You have to sort of satisfy the lucha crowd, and then you have to get into the stories.
The blood and guts crowd.
Yeah, the blood and guts crowd, the deathmatch crowd. Like you have to try to hit every box. So it can be a little trying at times. Like with the lead up to World's End, a lot of people were upset because Tony Khan was experimenting more with the tournament style, with not just the one and done. A name that pops up that just left AEW was QT Marshall. I know he wasn't a fan of the more sports tone that they were going for with the tournaments, but I think it paid off very well, if you ask me.
AEW as a whole is a real ambitious product. It's the roster's humongous, even if it's not. It feels like it is because you got all these shows and folks that you don't see that you do see. Same with the E, but they have set out to dare to be different, which is commendable. I thought the tournament actually was money. The tournament was pretty clutch. Like I can't relate to you right now how the G1 works. I can't. I know it's round robin and you know what I mean. Points and all this and that. But the storytelling that they weaved into the Continental Classic, whether it was a lot. It was a lot, and it was a good medium to get a lot of people involved, and also just banging matches. Like you can't go wrong when that's your calling card.
Right. I mean, so to be honest, the Continental Classic and the G1 are real similar.
Right.
The G1 is a little bit more unpredictable because you have people coming out from outside of New Japan. This particular tournament was more centered on AEW and who's there now, and it really sort of hurt Jay Lethal and Jay Briscoe.
Yeah,
those two. It didn't work out well for them.
It didn't really work out for my guy Danny Garcia either.
So I think it worked out a little bit better for him because they're definitely cooking with the Garcia story now.
Okay, good. You're more in tune then. Yeah.
So
good to hear.
They're cooking with his whole thing has been sports entertainer versus wrestler, and so now we're seeing him move away from Jericho and hopefully soon 2.0, and we'll get to it. We're going somewhere with it. Like everyone in the Continental Classic went somewhere with their story, except for Jay Lethal, Jay Briscoe, Roosh, and Andrade. But everybody else really had it was story built in. The main story
Andrade's that was his farewell. So mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah, no, he did his thing. But I loved the I'm gonna get this confused because it Daniel Bryan is fresh in my mind. Bryan Danielson, his story and what he's been doing lately in sort of his farewell run. He didn't have to necessarily put Andrade over the way he did, but I like the fact that he did. If you think about WWE, nobody really gets that fresh send off. You feel me? Nobody gets that. We wish you the best. You're going out on top. Their thing is usually you put somebody over on the way out.
Yeah, stack them, pin them, beat them up, injury, loser league.
Yeah, no.
Kiss my ass club. One of them.
Yeah, all that. It's like, but here, I feel like ever since the advent of AEW and all that's going on with the ease of getting product on streaming or television or whatever, there's a lot less of that because you want to preserve the sport overall. Like even though you're not necessarily focusing on Andrade here, Andrade can still be money elsewhere.
Right. No, there is a wrestler's purist, they're paying attention to that, and they are kind of feeding that market and fan base, and it's here to stay. The company's here to stay, and that's why any real hardcore bashing of it is not merited, just because every company has flaws, and it's a testament that they are where they are.
Absolutely.
And we could go down a little wormhole more, because now you got me. It is a Wednesday. No, it's not. I can watch it right after this. I can pull up Dynamite right after we get off of here.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Even though I know what went down with Hook and Samoa Joe, and I don't know how I feel about that, but it ain't a biggie though. And I'm happy. I'm happy to have all the product, man. The more the merrier, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Now, what I wanted to do in regards to the Rumble in a preview, and I think doing it this way will sort of hit a lot of boxes on this phase 1 road to WrestleMania where we're at. I want to do a power ranking of potential Rumble winners, because I think that it's probably a lock. The conversation is going to happen regardless. That's the nature of having 3-4 weeks and shows leading up to it,
right.
and can't help but debate. But I think it is. I think it's locked up. I think the winner spot is locked up. But for the sake of debate, if we had to rank who we would want to win it, and we probably can't come up with a definitive list, but we'll work to try to get through what you feel like 10.
So we got to address the real elephant in the room now, and I'm looking for it as we speak. I'm glad you brought up Hook, because Jinder Mahal was on one on X last week. He said, "Who the F is Hook?" And so now AEW was getting into it. I know Tony Khan was getting into it with Eric Bischoff regarding wins and losses and things like that. But I brought that up to say there was a potential injury in that match.
Oh, bro, I know. Yeah. I texted. So who I talk wrestling with all the time on here is whose desk is next to me at work. Now we're on opposite shifts, but literally every day for the hour or 2 hours that we overlap at work, we just can't stop. We can't stop chit chatting about it. So we text now and stay up to date about everything. I texted him. I said, "Dude, I am asking the knee gods to please have mercy on Seth Rollins.
Yeah,
because this is not right." And
no, it's.
I've broken the leg, partially torn the ACL, chipped bone. I empathize. I feel it whenever I see it. I'm the type of person that whether it's one of those you don't want to see it, I have to see it, because I just need to be like, oh man, I feel for you, dog. So I don't really know what spot. It looked like it was on the springboard one side, whatever he did, kind of lion saw other side. I don't know if it was the landing on the lift off, but from that point forward, it was, this ain't right. And I would just say it while we're talking about it right now too, because so the ACL, just because we got to wait and see, and they're hush about it. Right now, we haven't heard nothing. It was Monday. They know. As of this moment, they know what happened.
Yeah. They know.
The ACL, Rajon Rondo tore his ACL and finished the game.
Right.
The ACL has grades and tears, as do all ligaments, and I'm not a doctor or a medical major or anything like that.
None of that.
But there's stages to damage that you can do to these joints and ligaments. If you break it, you're done. Or not, now you're done. You break it, you're not putting pressure on it. You can't.
No.
Recovery is quicker. It's literally, you can recover from a fracture in about half the time easily than a tear or a grade 2 even sprain that's going to linger for a long time. But with a clean break or a fracture, you'll be back relatively quickly. With depending on the damage to a ligament or something like that, you can gut it out in the moment,
right?
But to repair that joint, yeah, go sit down, champ. You don't have to.
Yeah, but even in breaking, it depends on the severity of the break. Like I don't know if you remember the Ring of Honor show right before WrestleMania, what happened to Dante Martin's leg.
Oh my
But
God. Yes.
Yeah, no, he just came back.
Yeah, 100%. And I was like, calm down. His joint went the other way.
Yeah, no, it was no, bro. That was you.
I'm telling you, bro.
Man.
I have to see the ones when they happen. Yeah, that one was awful.
Terrible. That's one of the worst I've ever seen. I'd only put that second to Psycho Sid when he tried to do that big boot from the top.
Right. But 100%, man, thoughts and prayers, and hopefully, hoping for the best. Product wise, hoping for the best too, because there's equity already built up in that storyline.
It changes a lot,
dude. And Seth has already been through this, bro. He had the sunset flip at the house show against Kane, where he landed and the leg snapped, or it went inward. He had the ligament. He had the rebuild, redesign, came back, snatched. That was the whole Shield holds the title in one night pay-per-view where he beat Roman. Come back. Roman got popped for the PEDs. Dean cashed in. That was a moment. But I don't want that to be the case. I feel like the fact that he finished the match, it's leaning towards a sprain or partial tear sort of diagnosis.
Right.
The fact that they haven't came out and said Seth Rollins is not going, and out indefinitely relinquishing the title, because they haven't said any of that.
No.
It makes me feel like in his mind, he's like, all right, don't trip. I'll be there. I'll be there come Mania.
Yeah.
Well, but this does throw a wrench in everything.
So there's a lot, it could be one of those injuries where he just tries to rehab it and tape it up. I know that's what MJF was doing with his shoulder injury. It could be one of those. And again, you have to take into account the sport we're talking about. Sometimes they'll use something like this and they'll play with it. Like the last time Rollins had a knee injury going into Mania, I want to say it was against Triple H. That they use that story, that injury in kayfabe as well. So we don't know. They're probably going to keep it. They're definitely looking to keep it under wraps because, that's how you in the game. Yeah, that's a huge story to break. Like if I were to break it, I could go from doing this for play to doing this for real. Like that's how big of a story this is. This could be lucrative if somebody gives this information. So I understand them trying to keep it under wraps.
Oh, for sure. And it's so ironic because he's been doing this, burning the midnight oil storyline of just, till I break down.
Right.
It would just be so ironic. And he just got Wrestler of the Year, for the folks who have wanted him to drop the title sooner than he has, being that he hasn't yet. I kind of look at it like, you know what, bro? For example, when he beat Shinsuke and then when he beat Drew again, back to back, I said, hold on. I was a little upset because I thought Shin was getting it. I did. I legitimately did. Shin's never had the world title in WWE. And this new character he's got with the anime promos in the back is money. I was like, you know what, bro? He's getting Cena wins.
Yeah.
That's big for him. And that makes me happy for Seth. It's like, you know what? That means you have earned it. That means that you are that figure right now to the kids, to the generation that's, you have sold yourself, as that credible, like, hey, stack the world against me. I'm gonna figure it out. And it's like
right.
That's gonna make the transition of the belt that much more meaningful. It also made me think back. I saw a graphic of everybody who held the original big gold in WWE, though, starting with Triple H.
Yeah.
That was Triple H Reign of Terror time. Seth is kind of Triple H's son. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's only slightly poetic that he's getting a little Reign of Terror with this big goal right now.
This is
your man.
And this is face Seth. So we still have that heel Seth dynamic that we could play with. So like I'm hoping this goes on for as long as possible, but we have to make sure it doesn't get stale. I think people just wanted. I think he Seth really sort of struggled a bit because people just don't want to see the belt on Roman. And so now that there's another belt, they just want to put it on their favorite wrestler. But now let Seth cook. Seth has
He's
deserved
earned
this.
it, bro. He's earned it because he went a long time in between without holding it, and that was the
Right.
story of the show with some great work in between. He got Cody
Amazing
over.
work.
He worked the WrestleMania angle with no other person.
Yeah, it was just him. It was one of the worst kept secrets in wrestling, but it was literally he built the match by himself
It was so
because
compelling.
they couldn't advertise Cody.
Nah, man, he's earned it, and I know that he has got the fortitude to do whatever it takes to sort of pay it off his way. And if not, the same thing. And if he is hurt, same thing. End of Seth. So look forward to his return, and now it opens up the ball. The silver lining
I
is this.
think
Go ahead.
I think they can get away with it, even if he is hurt.
I think so.
Roman's never on TV, so you can give Seth some time. Um, best case scenario, even if he is hurt, he's hurt enough to rehab it enough to get better for a Mania match with CM Punk. That's what the end goal is here. That's what the end goal has been since Survivor Series.
Yeah. Nah, man, this we can keep going on because it's like, you know what, bro? I do want it. I almost
Yeah,
I almost would rather him not wrestle severely compromised though, because it's just like, dog, just get straight. Just get straight. It's not the end yet. You know
oh,
what I mean? And there's always
yeah,
it sucks, but like with the Cody thing, where with the pet when he was as hot as he was, and it was like, you know what, this is a great thing for you. I was a adamant supporter that Roman should have won last year going into Mania because I was like, bro,
yeah,
he hasn't faced adversity yet. He did with the tie, he did with the chest, but he's literally never lost. If you put this title on him, the people are going to turn by his second, third challenger, and then it
yeah.
was all for nothing. So if you keep him wanting, keeping him hungry, keeping the people wanting them because they're so mad at Roman, look at him now. Dude is freaking massively over. Like he's insane.
He's in
And
the Cena spot for sure.
yeah. And I don't want to see, Seth out longer than he needs, longer than you know, sticky situation. Silver lining that I think it opened the door for was Priest. You got to do something.
Yeah,
And if that's your way of keeping the belt active, I don't know. Because I don't think they know what they're doing with Priest yet. But I think that they aren't going to do back to back, I believe, unsuccessful cash ins. We can't keep
right.
doing it.
No,
Get rid of it then. That's what we're doing. But Priest, Triple H has been a fan of, been, on the wagon. So it's like, dog, I get it. You might not think, the general public might not think that he is, cemented himself as a world title holder. Put the damn belt on him. That's the only way you make it. That's the only way you'll ever see if you get a chance. And he ain't gonna hold it forever. That's what we do know. But
right.
do it.
And the great thing about wrestling is he doesn't necessarily need to be believable as world champ. He has a stable behind him.
Right. And
Yeah.
he's a heel.
Right. So I say this all the time. Heels don't need to necessarily win. They need to keep their heat. So you put the belt on Priest. He doesn't need to win via pinfall or submission. He has champion's advantage. So there's a lot that you can do, you can play with here. And I feel like even if he is injured, Rollins is injured, it would be a great time to pull the trigger on Priest because one thing I hate, let me not even say I hate. You have to be very careful with the Money in the Bank briefcase. You've had back-to-back failures, and then you've had people cashing in the same night, people cashing in right after.
Oh, a woman hasn't held that briefcase longer than a week in the last
Yeah,
2 years.
EO cashed in immediately, and I forget who
happened.
held it
Yeah, it happened.
before.
But Liv cashed in on Ronda
Okay, Liv.
same night, I believe.
Liv cashed in on Ronda. I believe Asuka had it before that, and then Becky was pregnant, and that was beautiful. You feel me?
Right.
We probably never gonna get that again,
Right.
but we need to get back to the place where the belt means something.
And the
I feel
cash
like
in means something. The moment of,
yeah,
oh my God, I did not come into tonight thinking that this was happening by the end of the night. You got me.
yeah.
We need one.
And on Seth, it needs to be creative because this was the guy who made a terrible WrestleMania main event palatable.
You talking about the one with Triple H, or you talking about the one that he cashed in on?
The cash in, the cash in of the century.
Hey, I dug that match though. Them boys was going at it. That was big meaty men going at it. I was kind of digging it, but right, 100% though. So the show, legendary, classic,
yeah,
classic moment. Thanks to Seth.
Yeah, so I was enjoying the match, but I wasn't there. That's one thing about wrestling. It's about who's in attendance and how they feel about it. And they just weren't. They weren't going for Roman. They weren't going for the big dog. It wasn't his time. I feel like if we would have started the tribal chief gimmick after Roman beat Undertaker, his career would be way past this at this point. But
they did reverse course and slightly fumble at some point, because the next night when you said this is my yard, brother, but give him the belt.
like that's by far best Roman Reigns promo. Like, he didn't need to say anything else.
Sat there, ate those boos.
He had Dominic Mysterio boos before Dominic Mysterio.
No, and everything. And yeah, so say Priest does get it. We're gonna get back to this power ranking soon, but I like that we're doing this too, because we're kind of rounding the bases, so these names are in our mind to like, okay, now let's rank them.
Right.
And that also made me think of, damn, this Seth run has been impressive, because I wanted Finn to beat Seth too.
Yeah.
So if Priest can do it, there's so much, just I don't know what we're gonna do now, because now, hey,
right.
he gonna start looking at it this way? Is Priest gonna go buddy and turn face with Truth? Kick him out? Like, is he gonna get thumbs up, thumbs down? Even though I think that's
right.
That's Bayley. That's Bayley's story this year. She's Batista this year.
Oh, I can't wait for that. That's cooking. That's cooking real good.
But no, it's good stuff to be told there. People were upset with Judgment Day being forced or whatever. Now we all love them. Hate it or love it. Like, you really can't. We have grown to appreciate this group and this faction and the time that they spend on TV. So it's like, all right, well, keep it going. People are saying, are they getting stale? Freeze. Pull the trigger.
Yeah, they that would, I think, I know this is way off topic. I apologize. But I love R-Truth. The addition of R-Truth has been nothing short of amazing. The Here's Your Cut Dog from Monday, bro. I think they're drawing a lot of parallels from Bloodline, because Bloodline got real stale, and then they threw Sami Zayn in there.
It got funny, and they didn't know it's like, hold on, I want more. How can I get more?
Yeah. And so that's what's keeping me coming back, especially this week, now that I have time to watch the weekly product. Like, what's going to happen with Truth next week? Because he looks down bad right now.
Yeah, no, y'all got us watching Truth matches again.
Like, yeah,
like Truth no complaints.
Right? No, Truth hasn't been this entertaining in a very long time.
So that's one can of worms. That was necessary though, because now that we thought this Rumble Mania storyline was so etched in stone, sort of, or everybody was so confident we knew where we were going. Now we don't.
Yeah, there's a lot. Because another name, we could probably just start the power list off now, because another name we haven't really, we talked about him a little bit earlier, but we didn't get too far into it, is Cody Rhodes. Last year, there was only one story to finish, and that was Cody Rhodes to Roman's belt. But now there's a different story you can tell because we have another belt.
And you know what, bro? They've been, these boys have been cooking with hot grease, because there's been multiple deliberate but subtle teases. And one of Sam Roberts' things is everything counts. Everything counts.
Yeah.
You know, factor in, you know, everything on TV is intentional. There was the Cody transferring Jay to transferring Jay to Raw. So who's going to SmackDown? Oh, Cody's going to SmackDown so he can get back on that track with Roman. Didn't happen. There's been several teased interactions of Cody and this Seth again, especially the War Games one, where it's like, y'all clearly have unfinished business. But guess what?
Right.
Cody beat you 3 times, I believe. He can't sweep you. So if y'all do meet again, Seth is owed one.
Yeah. No, he gonna be wrestling like the Rennes do for real.
And I'm a believer. 40, man, I think it's time. It's really knocking. It is knocking. But hey, if you want to keep kicking this can of finishing the story, that's fine. Break everybody's hearts. I love it. Because when Cody does win it, dude, going back to Daniel Bryan, before that, just top of the dome, maybe, you know, CM Punk 2010, Money in the Bank. But we don't get those moments where, oh, like, dude, this guy, or Kofi Mania, let's sneak Kofi Mania in there.
Kofi Mania, yeah.
But this Cody lifting the belt, that joint is going to smack, dog. Like, that might be in the intro to Raw the next night.
Oh, yeah, no, it's definitely going to make the intro.
Like, that's going to be in the video package. That'll be an all, you know, a defining era moment when Cody lifts that belt finally. So if you want to kick it down the line because we have all these options, that's good. You also run the risk of never getting to pull the trigger on it. So you got to capitalize at some point.
Right.
So,
and
go ahead.
So this is, I feel like we've been like, you know, Cody needs to finish the story. Cody needs to finish the story. This is the belt. This is the closest looking belt that his dad held. So I feel like this is a better story to finish.
Yeah, no, and it's, you know, hey, you know, that one may or may not have had the lineage. It kind of don't, to be honest. It does and it doesn't, but it's like, yeah, Dusty spent time everywhere. You know, he was 100% going for the world's title, you know. So it doesn't really matter. And the story was never married to Roman. It didn't have to be that he had to be Roman. It's that he has to become champion. You know. So for me, I think that it was locked up. And let's see if I can quickly pull this tweet up because I came across it last night on my own. But the day, minutes after the post went out on X that CM Punk was let go from AEW, I quoted the tweet and I said, September 2nd, Tony Khan confirms CM Punk is no longer with AEW, Bleacher Report Wrestling. I quoted it and said, so do we start fantasy booking his feud with Roman now or later?
Yo,
Rumble return maybe, question mark? Mania, question mark? So I was just like, there's no way. I get it. He's a divisive figure. I'm a news producer, so I put together news shows. I'm like, no, those writers are drooling over the stories that can be told with CM Punk coming back. And he's in the midst of being in full-time status. He will be there lickety split. Like, knock it off. And the E is an AEW in terms of, you know, precedent and different sort of structure. He's not rocking like that when he comes over here. So it was a matter of when, not if to me. And I think he already called the shot, man. I think Punk is winning the Rumble, and that you can still dangle the bait of who he wants to challenge, even though they did set up the Seth one pretty heavy. I thought Roman was the move. The Seth angle does look like it was the move. I'm still
so I'm a yeah.
Probably not though. Now we got Dwayne and all of that. Another.
Yeah, I was just
come back to that.
Listen, I was just about to bring Dwayne up. If we're talking who's gonna win the Rumble, if Cody is number one, if CM Punk is number one, The Rock got to be number two, because he just shows up and he teases the challenge, and we know it's gonna happen. I know people like me. I want to see it in Australia. You know, I don't necessarily want to see it on night 2 of WrestleMania. It'd be dope in Australia. That's what the city of Perth asked for when putting together a package, because that's what they do at the Saudi shows. I remember it was either the first or the second one with the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
I think the Prince asked for Yokozuna.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he had
all out of tune.
just way out of sync. Like, hey, can we get Kevin Nash in this one?
It's like, brother, that man can't get up the staircase. Shout out to Big Sexy.
Yeah, shout out to Kevin Nash. But yeah, no, I would love to see that in Australia. I feel like that would make Australia special. I got nothing but love for any of the international shows, because those are people who appreciate the wrestling, because who knows when it's going to be back.
Bro, and that's another, drum to beat when how I was saying they're just cooking with hot grease. Bro, the appetite for wrestling right now in all of these venues, that Backlash crowd was insane.
That was my favorite crowd. We had a whole lot of great wrestling last year, but nobody could top that crowd for me. That Bad Bunny entrance,
nuts.
Oh, that was sick. That was crazy.
But from the jump, the way they were during the Bianca Io match, I'm like, hold on, this crowd is acting really different.
Yeah, it was. I can see the Bianca boost. That is.
I want her to go heel. I want her and Montez to start to come out in a suit on some, bad B activity, and this, so badly. It's like, bro, that's money, and that's gonna make Montez. That's gonna make sense. I'm sorry, AD. Maybe there's still room for you, but
I mean, they both been since Hell in a Cell. Was that? I think it was last year or the year before last. Montez got it. Montez doesn't necessarily.
I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah. He doesn't necessarily need a tag team anymore. He might need someone to turn heel on, and I think Lashley and Dawkins would be great. If
he barbershops AD, hey, that brother's going places for sure.
Yeah, just barbershop AD and challenge Bobby Lashley. Lashley's my guy, so
that's something. That is something. That might be that might be the end goal of this whole little joint.
I think it is.
That's something. We're gonna spin it back to the Rumble. I'm glad that you said Dwayne number 2, The Rock, because in my opinion, I want to see him in the Rumble. I don't want to see him run in. I don't want to see him show up the night after. If you're gonna play with us being the fans, don't jerk us around, dog. Let's see something. Stone Cold showed up with a t-shirt and put on a banger. Like,
right.
What you got, Rock? You post all these damn videos. Come on in. But I also don't necessarily want to see him come in at 30 and just win, because if you do that, they're gonna flip on him. Same time, I think that Roman's title reign has a babyface turn in it. that I would like to see before it's
can.
all said and done. So if opportunity, I feel like these are discussions that take place in Stanford of just bulletin board, whiteboard. What should we do? How could we do it? What we're doing right now, just running through all these options, and at every pivot, it's like, ooh, that sounds good too. Ooh, that sounds good too.
Right.
And Rock Roman, that's got to be Mania, dog. I agree, though. I see the vision. That stadium in Perth is beautiful. Jesus, like, it's deserving. I heard somebody make the argument, oh, well, that's Polynesian culture out there. They should, they would pay tribute and do well out there. That's that's their turf, as well. And that makes sense. But this is Mania, bruh. It's Mania. It's gotta be, that is box office, dog. Like,
I could honestly see it going either way. It just depends on who they. I won't even say it depends on who they feel would appreciate it more. If you look at how everything has been ran since this TKO merger, everything has been about bottom dollar as of late. So it feels like, where do you think this is going to make the most money? Can it make a bunch of money in Perth? Absolutely. Will it probably make more money at Mania? I could see somebody making that argument.
It would make cuckoo money.
But it's going to make money either way.
Right. Beauty of it. If you got Rock at 2, that's smooth, because it was, it's a coin flip between Cody and CM Punk also. But I think you can't have Cody back to back it. You could, but with the options that you have right now, this isn't back to back season.
But think of the back to back would be cool. It would really sort of seem like they're trying to pad Cody's WWE career, because I don't think he has too much longer left in the game. I don't think he's going to go out like his dad and be in the game for the rest of his life.
Right.
I think he's going to wind down. Yeah,
I would agree.
He's looking to wind down
and he ain't a young chicken. Not a young chicken.
Yeah. He's looking to wind down, get more into the movies, and because he's had his role on Arrow, and he's done a couple of other things outside of the wrestling business. That's really the move everybody is trying to make at the end of the day. Let me take this wrestling stuff and parlay it into something where I don't necessarily have to be gone.
Look at Edge.
50. Yeah.
Seth is in one of these Marvel movies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I think he's in the next Captain America movie.
Right. Yeah, one of them. That's all I know.
Yeah. I think that's the one. But like, back to The Rock. Imagine the stare down. Let's say CM Punk comes out 11, because I'm still hoping that what's his name? The Perfect 10 is gonna come out at number 10. He just got released from his AEW contract.
The chairman.
I need that.
They're gonna run.
Yeah,
that
the
back?
chairman. Yeah, I think they're gonna run it back. Either CM Punk comes out 11, 12, and you get The Rock come out at 27. Back when there's some space, when there's some people for them to interact with. That stare down is going to be crazy.
So that's the real beauty of. So Rock Roman, right? Rock can't win. He can't win the belt, right? He can't. You can't do that. Well, what if? Ironic, it would piss everybody off, but Rock is the one that came in and beat Punk.
Yeah.
If Rock were to, I'm not going to try to sell it because it's not going to land. But
no,
screw it, bro. Let Rock beat him. That's The Rock.
Yeah.
Let Rock beat him. Dude. Shock everybody. Rock did it for the people, man. I'm the people's champ. Y'all wanted a new champ. I kicked his ass. Here's the belt. I got to do what I got to do. But I had to check this fool, or something. And that's probably stupid, but you never know.
It's the family thing at this point. You know, it's beyond the belt. It's about the tribe now.
We not happy to see Brock throw the joint over his shoulder one more time. Like
one more, we would be, but
no,
you know, in the game, you always have to be 2 steps ahead. So if The Rock beats Roman, who beats The Rock?
Yeah, it's kind of.
Yeah, no.
I think in that scenario, I would have Rock relinquish it. Literally, the next night I did it for y'all. I'm the people's champ. Like I just had to beat him. I'm not starting my career back again, but this was personal. This was family. This was blood.
Yeah,
You need an ego check. You know what I'm saying? My mission's accomplished. I want to sacrifice this for somebody else, somebody back there who's been hungry and waiting. You know what I mean? Now that's mad corny, and then you don't directly pass on the energy of the belt to the next champ, who that should be the goal. You know what I'm saying? But
so
if you argue that there's no way out, that'd be my.
I wouldn't call it corny. You know, I wouldn't call it corny because that just sets up another match. That just sets up Rock and Roman at SummerSlam,
right?
Or Rock and Roman at Backlash. Yeah, no belt, just all beef.
Hey, that's not a bad idea whatsoever. And yeah, you know, you can make how they had Night of Champions, that whole lead up for the crown of, you know, first inaugural World Heavyweight or WWE, whatever it's called. You can kind of do another little race to, all right, we need another world champion again. This is going to be, you know, culminate the big way. So that is slightly something. That's just if you think that you don't want to see that match because there's no way there's, you know, that you can believe that Rock wins. Once that bell rings, then we're watching that match. We're gonna fall for some of them.
So no, we might not believe it now, but let The Rock win the Royal Rumble. Let us get into night 2 and everybody go crazy.
Hey, when Jinder hit the Colossus, Cole said, "Not like this, not this way." I can't hold you. I said, nothing. Oh, okay. Good stuff. Credit, kudos to all of y'all because that was the one. Y'all mission accomplished.
You know, they got us there. I was on Twitter going crazy, like, hey, 2/3 of 3MB is out here wilding.
Literally. All right, so that means it's 3 Cody power ranking.
Yeah, 3 is definitely Cody.
It's open-ended now. I'm gonna throw a name out there that we've said maybe once or twice before Punk was official because when he came back Survivor Series in November. I was already pushing for this at the time with my guy Justin. He could attest to it. I want a Sammy Mania, dog. I do. I
can see that. Yeah, I can see that. We might be a little burnt out with Sammy because I feel like he challenged Roman at least 3 times last year for the belt.
Right. I wouldn't have wanted. Go ahead. I wouldn't have wanted him to win it and chase Roman again. But I remember, I think the season premiere type episode they had, but it was pre-Survivor Series, before the teams were even kind of set. Sammy started coming at Drew like, "Hey, hold on, everybody." Remember when he cut the Hamas promo? And
yeah,
you know, I'm putting on for Israel or whatever it was, but it was like, yo, hold on, what the hell is going on with Sammy? But he started talking about like, yo, I want my respect, dog. Like,
yeah,
I want to be a champ. Like, stop playing me. And then they gave him the match with Seth on Raw, and Seth got the roll-up victory. So I'm like, okay, hold on. Y'all can't put Sammy down like that. If this feels like a tease. Because y'all know we love Sammy. So are y'all gonna revisit this then? Or what? Because Sammy win the Rumble, middle of the ring, sweaty, hair frizzy, everything. He looks up like, yo, folks are gonna be in tears, low key. Like, yo, he's gonna do it.
I can see that, and you know, Owens got to get a little bit of that. If that happens, we gonna get another turn on Sammy. It's
inevitable.
Yeah, I can see that. You know, Sammy's fresh on some time off, so he could come back hot.
I wonder. It doesn't feel like it's realistic at all anymore, which is depressing. Just because it's The Rock and CM Punk, hype now, which is the point of doing this list because the winner is probably one of those couple, but there's a bunch of deserving candidates right now, and I would have loved that story this year.
Yeah, he especially after the story he had. And you know what? I'm gonna toss up another name since we're talking about Sammy in 4, Drew McIntyre.
That was the next one.
Yeah, because Drew McIntyre is the one who put Sammy on the shelf for his time off. Yep. So if we're having this conversation, we gotta go. We gotta go with Drew McIntyre. He won the big one in front of nobody. And as much as I hate hearing it from fans, it hits different when it comes from him.
Because you feel that. He feels that inside.
Yeah, no. He definitely feels jaded.
He thinks about that at night.
He does. It keeps him up at night. There's only 2 people in WWE that can believably have a back and forth match with Brock Lesnar right now. One of them is Drew McIntyre. The other one's Bobby Lashley. So there has to be some stock put in that, as much as I hate the countdown to the detonation kick, whatever he does, let's run that. Give Drew McIntyre another chance at the belt in front of people.
Right. And it's like, okay, it's probably unlikely because he won the Rumble as well. So he would
he would be a double, but not back to back. So
right. No, it shouldn't be off the table. It shouldn't be off the table at all.
So I see your Sami Zayn, and I raise you a Drew McIntyre because he got done dirty. You can't sit here and as much as I will go back and forth with somebody online talking about, okay, I get it. He won in front of nobody, but he still won. We were all in a weird time. I got that text to my job like, hey, yeah, we on lockdown, but y'all got to come to work. It was a strange time for everybody. But if we can right that wrong before Drew gets fed up and decides he wants to go elsewhere, because if you think about it,
Drew could go to AEW and be
right.
Money.
If you think about it,
time.
There wouldn't be a Cody if it wasn't a Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, the archetype. Yeah, no, the promo he cut on Cody the other night.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Cody did argue.
Drew was like, "You and me, we did the same." Hey, we did it, but Drew did do it first.
Drew did it first.
He finished his lap first.
Yeah, he finished his lap first. I would say that even though Cody went and did more, Drew McIntyre had to walk so Cody Rhodes could run.
I agree, man. I agree. And that wasn't the way it was supposed to happen. That win at Mania over Brock was supposed to be in front of 60,000 people. And Drew would have been made more than he was, even though, all that happened the way it did. So, yeah, no. That's agreed. Now, let me throw out maybe 1 or 2 more names, and then we'll try and put this next batch in order. Not happening. Okay, so that, all right, hold on. So the name I was going to throw out was Jey Uso. I got a story about Bash. You'll appreciate this. Bash is my son.
Okay.
So he goes to this new school now, right? And I have a reel of him. We watched SummerSlam together, Jay versus Roman. And in the promo package, it was all dramatic and cinematic. When they kicked Roman, Bash was like, "Oh no!" I was like, "Dog, I know, I know." And like
that first little connection.
Yeah, he could just tell. It was all dramatic. He's kind of looking like, "Oh damn, what they doing?" So since then, I make him watch it, and so far, like he doesn't necessarily say folks' names and remember all this and that. He likes singing the Seth's music. He likes Cody's intro. I have a Cody action figure that my mom found from the crib that is literally 15 years old that she brought just for Bash to play with at some trip when we linked up in Cali. So now he calls every action figure Cody because it's literally a Blue Trunks little Dash and Cody Rhodes figure that I had.
Okay.
I'm like, look, that's Cody. What are the odds of this? Like, you really back? And my mom went and found this. Jey Uso, man. So he and then he likes that music. And I'll start playing him music because I'm like, okay, that's what you kind of really will stick with. He likes dancing, the Roman music. He likes the little.
Yeah.
Bro, the Uso song, I came across the little Death Rebel folks on Apple Music or whatever. So with all the intros in their songs. Oh, bet, all right, bet. Let me play a couple of these in the car with him, see what he thinks. He got a little list now. Bro, one day he was in the back seat talking about, he was saying something and I wasn't really sure what he was saying. He was saying, play something, Dad. And I'm like, play what? So I was playing a podcast. And I was like, oh, you want me to play a song? And he said, play a Uso song, Dad.
Hey, yo.
Bro, I was like, bro, I'm about to crash. Now, what did you just say?
Let me pull over. Look,
because he was digging it. Yeah, like, bro, so now when I drop him to school, almost every day, I'll play some calm stuff sometimes to get his mind right, but he'll be like, Dad, play the Uso song, Dad. Like, that's his
no.
He didn't want to start going his first couple of weeks. He didn't want to go, so I have to hype him up. Like, come on, Bashy. Down.
Yeah.
Bro, this little connection Jay has is for real. Long story short, with the crowd, it's for real. So I feel like maybe next year we can start talking about Jay a little more as the winner.
Yeah.
Not yet. I don't even know if he's declared yet. And the reason why it's not this year is because this year is Jay and Jimmy.
Of course, yeah. That was the end goal. I remember watching an Usos interview a long time ago. They're really family first. Like, for real. It's totally different from when Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy went their separate ways. Like, they was beefing with each other on media. They don't have a beef in the media. Like, they really don't. So the end game, even though they're on two different shows, they're still very much connected. Like, their whole gimmick right now with the yeet, noli, yeet, it feels like left Twix,
blue,
right Twix.
Red.
Yeah. It's real life
and they've
left
done
Twix,
a good
right
job
Twix.
and they've kept them apart, like literally as well. And so when they do finally, look across to see each other, oh man, that's gonna be money. We getting our own little Brett Owens with this.
Yeah.
And that
moment in the Rumble is going to be great because I know they're both going to be in there. I think what we're going to see is Jay throw out Jimmy, and then Jimmy costs Jay a spot, and that's how we're going to build into the Rumble. Like, we don't need.
I can see Jay. I can see Jay Final Four, and he gets to pull up. He gets pulled out.
Okay.
Or one of those, something like that. Past the last person. And that's if he's in the match, but he ain't got nothing else lined up. I don't see why not. But I do see a world title in his ceiling in Jay's future. I do. That rocking the crowd, like, he's authentically connected with the audience now. And it's like, how do you hate Jay?
Right. And the crazy part is, it's not like he just started doing this. So I saw a video from 2008, maybe a little after that, maybe 2008, 2013, sometime between that time frame. He was trying to get the crowd to vibe with him, and he was just like, no, okay.
It's a long time coming for them boys. It's good. It's a pleasure to see.
Yeah, and just to see Jimmy get the shine. I feel like Jimmy's funnier than Jay, but Jay has better timing.
Yeah.
So
Jimmy's the character.
Just to see them be able to shine and hold it down on two different shows, it says a lot. And then you still got Solo, and them Samoans is deep. There's at least two unsigned Samoans right now that can come in and change the game.
Because just since you mentioned Solo, without shadow of a doubt, he's gonna hold a world title probably at some point as well. And when we're talking about everything counts, remember from his debut at the Clash till now, Solo has probably been pinned in what we've seen on air less than 10 times. Easy.
Less than 5.
I was gonna say 5 at first.
I'm pretty sure it was less than 5 because even in the biggest match they had as a family. Yeah, no, even in the biggest match they had as a family, that would be the Usos versus
Roman took the pin.
Yeah, Roman took that pin.
Yeah, and then Solo kind of looked at him like, we lost because of your ass.
It's so great to see a family that don't beef with each other openly like that. Like I'm loving it. And there's more. That's the crazy part. Like there's still more.
Easy. Trinity's coming back, and I guess that's getting a little too fuzzy because it's not that per se blood, through marriage or whatever. But I've always kind of wondered about. I was like, well, you got ain't Nia Jax related to one of them? So I was like, you want to throw a woman in there? Shoot, throw a woman in there.
Yeah, I would. I love Nia, but I'd throw Trinity in there before Nia.
Right. I agree with that too. She literally is she's right there with him. Like that's blood. We blood now.
The Rock's daughter is in NXT now. She's making matches.
And remember, so this is one point I'm gonna say at the end, and we're not gonna deep dive it. And we're gonna get out of here in the short change too. We've been rolling though, bro. This is hot grease right now. Remember when the NXT homecoming show when Paul went down there and he was in the room talking to her?
Yeah. We got some, and maybe we can see some non-family bloodline affiliates. Like I thought Friday when they were like, we need a third. That would have been.
I was hoping they found somebody.
I was hoping it was Bron.
Who?
Bron Breakker.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because you remember when they had Carmelo and
Paul
Bron Breakker had
that match. Was down there. Yeah. That was who he was, big guy. All of this. Yeah. Is bro's twiddling his thumbs down there. He's ready. He's ready. I have a point about NXT I'll say at the end.
Breakker is a dog. I feel like if I had to do a number 5, from out of nowhere, he'd be on the list. Because
he needs to be in the Rumble. He needs to be in the Rumble.
He does.
Matter of fact.
Him and Carmelo need to be in the Rumble. Because one thing wrestling has missed, I don't know if you were a TNA guy back in the late 2000s, but one thing we have missed sorely is that Steiner energy. Because Scott Steiner could get on TV and at one point and literally say anything. Anything. and it might not have made sense, but you believe.
Yeah, not like big dumb job doesn't work for everybody. But when it does work, it's like, well, I mean, hey, look at the guy. Like, it works.
Bro, that Steiner math promo is goated to this day.
Right. And Bron cut one of them on some NXT episode too. He cut his own little version.
He did. I remember that. And that popped the crowd crazy.
Oh man, that's good. This is good stuff. I think that 5 is money if you want to go Punk, Rock, Cody, Drew, Sammy. That's a tough 5 of deserving winners and plausible winners this year. Like not, wishing on a star, like get out of here. Like, nah, that's all realistic. And yeah, it's a testament, dude. They got abundance of riches and embarrassment of riches.
Oh yeah, wrestling just everywhere. We eating good.
Who are we missing? Are we missing anybody?
No, Dom? From a top 5. Dom's not winning it. I could see Balor. I could see them doing something with Judgment Day at Mania, maybe going Balor if Seth really is injured. But Yeah.
Oh, well, no,
It's
yeah,
not
they're
gonna
all
be
in a four-way. So, what's the main event to you? Is the main event the men's rumble or is it the four-way?
It's the men's rumble. The four-way is going to deliver regardless. I love multi-man matches at Royal Rumble. One of my favorites to come to mind
Is
immediately
Brock,
is
Seth, and John.
yeah,
That joint, gas,
yeah. No,
gas.
I bought the DVD. I had the network at that time, but I love
Yep.
that match so much I bought the DVD.
That's an on-demand match, 100%.
Yeah.
100%, bro. Start to finish. Don't care. Where's it at? I'll sit down right now. No, I agree, bro. Fully through and through. And Roman has only had the Mania triple threat. I'll wait. Another one. You know what I mean?
I don't.
Another multi-man in the run? I don't believe so.
Not in recent memory, but it's a great way to protect everybody.
Yeah,
I'm sad.
sure.
I'm sad to say AJ Styles is probably going to take the
Oh yeah,
win
you
here.
looking at the lights.
Yeah, no, because he's top one of my top five for sure. But you know, you got to protect Randy in his back. He hasn't. I don't believe he's had a one-on-one match since he's come back.
They've been delicate.
Yeah, so you want to protect Randy. You want to protect LA Knight because he's super over. I think he's been like the top merch seller since the Saudi before the Saudi
Punk
show.
came back. Until Punk came back.
I mean, even then, he's still in top five. I think top
Right.
five
Oh,
right
100%.
now.
No, he just got his comeback. Okay, right now, Punk took one from you, but no, it's been Knight.
But at one point, he had 3 shirts on there, though.
No, literally though. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I need
So,
one.
like,
And I do need one.
oh yeah,
I need at least one.
at least.
Me and my guy Justin, who I was talking about, we will never see eye to eye on it. He thinks that the crown jewel match stalled LA Knight tremendously and that it shouldn't have happened. They should have kept him on the chase without having had the opportunity, because now having already lost just kind of puts a little dent in the armor. I said, bro, you have to do this because you can't guarantee you'll get it again. And Roman needs challengers. It's no shame in losing to Roman right now. And that was without knowing that in another month or two, we would have Punk, we would have The Rock, we would have all these guys to where it's like, all right, bro, you can't legitimately say that Knight is the fan favorite like he was in that time. So you capitalized, and now he has the status of, well, yeah, I am a main eventer. I am in the chase. And the fact that they parlayed it into another championship match for him, it's like, all right, bro, he's sitting pretty. And he's fighting Logan at WrestleMania.
And I mean, if you think about it realistically, they're setting him up because they have the U.S. title. At Mania, I'm seeing LA Knight versus Logan Paul.
Mm-hmm.
That's the move for me. You want to see how he does in the main event. A multi-man match is a great way to just get some highlights, get him in there with Orton.
Right. And it's a little heat check too. See who's the crowd kind of veering towards.
So if you think about it, I don't think Rock's winning at Mania just because they want Roman to pass the Hogan record. So let's say they go that route, and LA Knight does take the U.S. belt. He will have the main belt on that show. So that's the fastest way to get him in the main event.
He's gonna look like $1 million with it too.
Yeah, and you know Roman's not there every week, and that's my biggest critique of SmackDown right now. You have both of your main male champions aren't there. It's a one belt show with the Io Sky's belt because you have the Judgment Day on both shows, and they don't always work Fridays.
Oh, for sure. Now that's kind of lined up. They need to. What I don't like about AJ returns, why is he out there in black pants? Put a logo on my guy somewhere. What the hell is this? Why is he coming out in the trench coat?
He's doing he's doing the lone wolf. He's doing that lone wolf angle from TNA. Yeah, but
It's going somewhere. I trust it. AJ's about
yeah,
his business.
He's on his retirement tour too, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's serving a purpose. He's being a team player.
Yeah, no, he's putting over who's next. I can't even be mad at it right now. It looks like Impact is way up on SmackDown right now because you got Styles, you got LA Knight, you got Nick Aldis.
Drew
It's
Galloway.
yeah, no, it's
They had Lashley over there with the headband going crazy.
they did. Walking Armageddon, Lashley. I wish they could have really capitalized on his title on him when he had the title. They made him look great, but some of the matches didn't necessarily hold up. But yeah, no, they're setting up LA Knight for that SmackDown main event spot because right now there really is none. Logan does what he wants. Roman is only gonna work the Rumble, and I think the next time he's working is Mania after that. Maybe a Saudi show in between. But it's 3 matches in the first quarter. 2 matches in the first quarter, really.
Yeah. I got 3 things before we get out of here. And we don't got to deep dive them, but I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Okay.
Say Roman wins at Mania, whoever he faces. Are we getting Roman Aldis?
I would love Roman Aldis because the way the previous authority figure, who was also a former NWA champion, worked SmackDown. He really did seem like he was getting punked, and even now sometimes he seems like he gets punked by certain people in the locker room. Yeah, but I love the more hands-on approach of the authority figure on SmackDown, and Aldis can back it up. It's not like Teddy Long where he has to hide behind the Undertaker. Like Aldis can still go. I was shocked.
Yeah, or Bischoff got to act like karate.
Yeah, no, I was genuinely shocked when Aldis didn't re-sign with Impact. I was shocked when he didn't go somewhere else. When he said he's gonna be a producer and an authority figure, that threw me for a loop because I know he still has at least another good 3-4 years in him.
And that should have been the hold on. The pause moment right there of, are you serious? Really? Because if you look at him, so that's what I meant when I was saying at the intro, you're more well versed than me. I've never seen a Nick Aldis match, so I don't know what his work looks like. I know that on Power he was kind of that renew 10 pounds of gold champ for a little bit. And, I followed him a good deal, and like I said, he was in Impact. Never seen him go, so I don't know what he's like at all. Don't doubt that he can do his thing though. My first impression of him is, this fool's big as hell, low key.
No,
in this suit.
No, he big.
Folks is sturdy in this suit, so he ain't no chump. And he's not no gray haired fella either. So I see that being a great storyline. Sink something for us, the fans, to sink our teeth into and be interested in. Like, okay, hold on, I do want to see Roman against this guy. I do want to see this guy fight. I do want to keep this going. And I'm all right. You got me. You got me with another
right. And with the way the Roman storyline has been going, we need someone to stretch this reign out. And as you were saying about LA Knight and how your homie was like, this kind of dents his armor a bit, we knew it was going to be filler going into it. These Saudi shows hardly count. Like they hardly ever count. So did he lose to Roman? Yes. But he lost to Roman at the height of his career on a show that doesn't really count. Nobody's gonna look back and like, yeah, it was one of them Saudi shows. It's not like he lost at Mania or a Big Four show or even one of the B shows.
He got worked.
Yeah, I mean, it was your standard Michael Hayes booking. Somebody runs in and screws with the finish. He was protected by that.
He got the bloodline special.
Yeah, that's what it is. But if you're gonna push Roman to that Hogan point, we need nice little filler matches like that. And
Right.
Aldis doesn't need to win.
Of course not. Of course not.
So yeah,
but
I would love to see that.
But sell it to us. Y'all gave us Logan, and guess what? The match kind of banged.
Yeah. But let me see that. You know,
my two other things, I'm gonna weave in what I feel like this Roman face turn would have looked like. Roman kicks everybody out the group. Y'all be gone. I'm done. I'm finished. You know what I mean? Like I don't want y'all around anymore. There's no more island. It's just me. And I feel like once Roman does start coming out, nobody behind him, talking that talk, it kind of sells itself. It's like, you know what? Let's sort of appreciate this while it is here, because once he does drop the belt, you know for damn sure you're gonna see him once in the blue moon.
Yeah, he's gonna be that once a year special.
So let's embrace it while let's embrace it while it's here, and then we'll be bummed when it's over, and that'll also serve a purpose for whoever's next, whether it could be Solo, or something like that. So that was just an idea. Sounds like I feel like it probably doesn't happen. I would want it to happen. Squeeze that out first, and then you have done everything. Pump turn during the run.
I think it's going to happen because
this is during the run.
Right. So this is wrestling, and especially in WWE, you have to put someone over on the way out. I feel like he has to kick. He got to kick Solo out first.
Yeah.
Then it has to end with Heyman. But when it ends with Heyman, you put him with the next guy. And it could be Bron. I would love it to be Bron. Yeah. I think Solo is next.
Best spear in the business is dissing. That's you flagging me in like broad daylight wearing this shirt, to be honest. Yeah, no, that's fact.
Yeah.
And to your point too, Cody's honestly already made.
Yeah, no, Cody can retire off the money he made off t-shirt sales alone.
So it's kind of like, yeah, it would, be great for him to beat Roman. You would argue that like other people probably could use it more, and like Cody doesn't necessarily need to, but it would be great. It would be fantastic. Cody beating Roman is the storybook ending that is probably inevitable. Is Sasha Banks going to AEW or WWE?
Sasha Banks is definitely not going to WWE.
You think so?
Yeah. So from what let's do the rumor report for a minute. We just saw TNA Hard to Kill at the Palms, I want to say, out in Vegas. Yeah, so they had a very grainy picture from the second row, from the second level, and it looked like there was Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, CM Punk, Triple H, Bayley, and Scott D'Amore all having a little conversation.
They were at the show?
So Moné, Mercedes Moné, and Bayley were definitely at the show. They were they had some extra commentary booths in what looked like balconies.
Right. They were that's not a pack to the Gills venue where they were at. They were able to have a little seclusion somewhere for sure.
Yeah, so they were definitely shaded up, hoodie on as discreetly as possible. But Bayley's been supporting whatever Monet has done outside of not Monet, Trinity has done outside of WWE. They've all been incredibly supportive of one another. So I don't. From what I heard, it was money. Monet Banks was looking for Charlotte Flair money, and they still don't see her as that. And I understand. At the end of the day, we get this is something we're passionate and enthused about from the outside looking in, but at the end of the day, for them, it's a job. So I'm in a similar situation. Do you go somewhere where they don't necessarily value your skill set or what you have to offer, and they're not willing to give you what you need to show up? Or do you stay somewhere where you can still get money from wherever? If Monet, Sasha Banks goes to AEW, she can still work New Japan. She can still work Impact if she wants.
Mm-hmm.
She can work wherever. And so not only is she getting the money that she wants from her initial contract, but she can take spot dates wherever. And that's just something you're not getting in WWE.
Take a vacay and go film something.
Yeah. I mean, that's still a possibility with the filming aspect. It honestly, I think it's wherever she wants to go next in her career. If she wants to focus more on wrestling, then she'll stay out of WWE. But if she wants to start to parlay that wrestling experience into more film roles, like she was in 2 seasons of The Mandalorian. So if she wants to continue that way, she can definitely go to WWE and get that machine behind her. But from what it's looking at as of now, she's not re-signing with WWE. But again, a lot of us were having this conversation 5 months ago about CM Punk, or if he's coming back or not.
So the other funky rumor, and I don't have much to substantiate it, but you'll know what I'm talking about, and you'll know that there's tiny bits of smoke with the whole opening week in WWE's big announcement on Thursday. They jumped the gun talking about they bought the TNA or they collab and whatever it is. There's smoke there though.
So I did a little research into that. They brought the TNA whatever network that they have to go ahead with their live streams, and their product library is owned by the same people who own TKO. So they're under the same umbrella, but at 2 different ends. But if anyone is going to work with WWE with 3 letters, it's TNA.
So I feel like you said, if some of these folks are at this TNA show, with the story that Bayley has going right now, I think Sasha's coming back. You know what I mean? I think she is.
I can see that.
And if she was gonna jump AEW, I'm sure would have figured out how to get her on the next Dynamite whenever she told them, you know what, let's do it. And it ain't happening. They showed her at All In.
Yeah,
so if it was going to materialize, you had nothing but time and opportunity. I know she had an injury at some point.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, that's probably why WWE is lowballing her, because she has sort of had a history with,
Yeah,
it happens. Nature of the beast.
In this sport, definitely. But yeah, I can see that. AEW did just sign Deonna Purrazzo. So it could be, but it also, don't sleep on TNA. That's what I want to say. Don't sleep on TNA.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah, they got Big Dolph, but beyond that, it's actual traction. It's stop. Don't think about the venue that they're in or what it looks like next to the WWE product. Their product is on the up, for sure.
Oh,
for sure.
Still,
you can tell
to be
without having
honest,
seen the show.
Yeah, no, they just announced that they're working with AAA, which is nuts. They had their whole thing with AEW during the pandemic. They've been cooking for a while. Listen,
them staying afloat alone is sort of a testament to them figuring it out.
Oh yeah, because TNA is like the cockroach.
They could have kicked the bucket
of wrestling. They've survived everything. They survived Billy Corgan, and that's the guy who's running NWA into the ground. So, did you hear about the
Coke spot?
Yeah. Yeah, no, he
ran the network off.
no,
Yeah, NXT came in and said
yeah.
thank you,
Thank you for real.
which
Talk
actually
about
brings
scooping
me,
up a fumble.
yo, scoop and score. That brings me to my last point, and we're gonna get out of here after this. But it was that NXT has been my favorite show in wrestling. It just grading the show, and I can tell now from our talk that you also watch NXT.
Yeah.
Sean has it figured out. Best women's division. I don't watch everything, but that is a women's division that is not centered around just the champion,
Right.
not centered just around, you know, cat fights or anything like that. Like they actually make stories, secondary stories for women in their on their roster, on programming.
Right.
And you'll watch a show it's not a rarity whatsoever for there to be more women's matches than men's matches on the show. That's not the only thing, but it's just like I really appreciate what they're doing in NXT. The fact that like a little locker room segment, it really feels like WWE University. It feels like a college campus. Like
Yeah.
you got
That's
these
basically what it
fools,
is.
literally. But it comes across kind of like that. And I've been a fan of 2.0. I'm so bummed about this core Jade ACL injury, man. Damn. Really bummed about that.
And she
But
just got back from injury.
I know. No, legit, man. But like folks like Diamond Mine, bro, they tear it up down there. Like they did that for a minute. And Legato, like my guy Justin, he doesn't watch NXT. But he was like, dude, Santos's new music when he went solo was tough. I was like, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, that's his Santos Escobar music.
that's
you
the regular
don't
music.
know. There's already a chant that goes to the song. The main roster audience doesn't know it yet. Once that happens, like he's going places.
And the fact that they finally called up two of my favorite tag team from NXT, Garza and his cousin, Garza and Carrillo, and they put him with the new Legato because, but that first one, you know, I love Joaquin Wilde. I've been following Joaquin Wilde since TNA, since he was DJZ, but they didn't do anything with that tag team. Yeah. So I'm glad they put a more serious tag team. They brought another serious tag team up, which they needed to do. Right.
By nature.
And I just love that NXT is its own thing now. Like back in the day, and I know you've seen it. After the big four, or the big two, after Rumble and Mania, NXT always just got gutted. And it took a 2 months following those pay-per-views for NXT to start clicking again. Yeah. But we're at a point right now that with the nil deal, they're signing people on a regular. They're getting them in there. They're getting them up to where they need to be. If we're talking about a old boy who just won the NXT North American title, Oba, he already has his own chant. Like I've never seen somebody get behind someone so fresh, so fast. Like he's really giving me Trick. Oh, that was overnight. And the way they had him win at Deadline, the Iron Survivor match, coming back in the last minute.
And it's like, dog, if you're not paying attention and you haven't seen the Trick Mello evolution, it's like, bro, it's sorry, like, you know, too bad for you, but that is in the company, that's a top 10 match that like needs to happen. Like that will just for, you know, fan satisfaction, like what it will deliver. Like when Trick Mello happens, and they could kick that. They can keep them together if they want to somehow too. But it's like, bro, that story, like, it's just gold, dog. It's a lot of real quality character development.
Yeah, and we brought we brought Michaels in and Marty Jannetty up a little earlier. If you think about it, that turn is what solidified. Okay, this one person in the team is going to be a lot greater, and this is the architect of that. This is the guy who was on the first. He was the first person. He was. They literally named the B spot after his tag team partner. We don't say, "Oh yeah, he didn't get as far as his tag team partner." No, we say, "No, he's the Marty Jannetty of the group." So with somebody like Shawn Michaels, who really, capitalized, who was the first real person to capitalize and give it a name. He's the Michaels of the tag team. I think he's going to handle it well. Go ahead.
Shawn sees himself in Mello, and is like, bro, I want you to hit the heights that I did.
I think he sees a little bit of himself in both, and that's the great point of this feud. And I know this is something that we're going to come back to years down the line. We're going to see this a lot.
Like, yeah, they're forever. They're sort of forever parallels.
Yeah, we're going to see them a lot. We're going to see Bron versus Carmelo again. We're going to see Carmelo versus Dragunov again.
Oh, but that's, man, NXT, man. They've honest, in my opinion, they've knocked it out of the park. Even just with keeping, like, the Gigi Dolans and the Chase U's like popping. Pretty Deadly, that was their joint before. Like they were so, it's like ready. It's just like, okay, they're gone. Roster's absorbing them. They need them. They're too good. Like over here.
And then don't sleep on Metaphor.
I believe in Noam. I believe in him.
Yeah. Noam is still there. That's a testament to how good he is, because literally everybody has been fired since he's been there.
Right.
Like Noam,
he's from the 205 Live days.
Yeah, man. Noam, Tyler Bate,
right?
Pete Dunne. We finally got Pete Dunne's first and last name back.
Dude, you saw the tease for that? Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah, no, we need that.
I'm with that. And cherry on top. We getting Jade in the Rumble, or are we getting her? What's happening?
I think they signed Jade and they saw Jade.
They had to reevaluate. Not the decision, just what? Okay, hold on. Let's
I think they underestimated the work that she needed to continue in the ring. But I feel like this is the place to do it. I was listening to Cody talk about the differences between AEW and WWE. And he was like, I didn't wrestle enough. I didn't work enough. So, some things didn't come across as crisp because I was only wrestling once a week. So there's pros and cons to both. Are you wrestling like 3, 4, 5 times a week in WWE? Yes. That's unfortunate, but you're building your craft. We would see Jade maybe back-to-back weeks, then she'd have a week off. And, she'd be working with Bryan Danielson, but a big part about wrestling, about a lot of things that are outside of the regular scope in which we get paid. You got to get the reps in, You're not going to nail everything your first match. You're not going to nail everything your first gig, your first game. But you're going to get better the more time you put in.
Yeah, 1,000 hours principle.
Yeah, and that's the only thing Jade was missing in AEW, because if you watched her, she got better every match. It's just the frequency of matches she was having.
And you need the comfort level, right? Which comes with I'm living this right now. Like, I'm doing this day in, day out. Like I'm at home in the ring. Like, yeah.
And so that's the place. The Performance Center is the place to do it. I don't think she's going to be in the Rumble, but I think she's going to be involved in the Rumble.
It'd be tough to have her in it and then have her get eliminated, and that's our first taste of her. So I get it. I get it. I'm ready though. I want to see something, but I know it's because they're going to make sure that it hits when it does. I told you posted, hey, that 10, 20-second snippet did it for me. Put her on TV, I'm ready. I ain't seen that from her.
Sign me up. Like, put the belt on her tomorrow. And they've had her doing some big interaction. Even she's the reason that Becky Lynch lost the NXT title. Let's not forget.
Oh, I didn't get to mention Tiffany Stratton. Amazing. She's a star. She gets this thing. She you can kind of see the hunger. They're like, no, I want to go do some hardcore. Like let me get my feet and hands dirty with this. Like this wrestling. Right. Like,
and I think she's in her second year or two.
Bro.
Yeah, no,
she is mage.
That's money right there. Hey,
she's big. She's a big deal.
So I can see her in the Rumble. I can see.
I like that. I want that. I do. You're right. I'm with that as well. With that, give me that.
I think Jade's definitely going to be backstage at the Rumble. Backstage with somebody. They're going to make a big deal of her presence. They might start something with Jade at the Rumble.
But if she's ringside for the Rumble, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Probably get in somebody's face. I think her first feud back should be with Naomi.
Jade?
Yeah. Jade and Naomi. I think
they would steer her in the right direction for sure.
Yeah.
They'd be like, let's go do this. You got it. I'm with that. I see that. Good idea.
Yeah, it needs to be a veteran.
So you see her main roster or you see her in NXT though?
That's the only thing about Jade.
Might be both of them.
Yeah, I can't tell from her presentation. They've done a great job at making her feel a big deal and making it to where she could go anywhere. You know, most of these people get signed and they go straight to NXT. You see it coming from a mile away. But you know, even if she goes to NXT, she's been made to feel like a big deal, even walking through the NXT parking lot. So who knows? You know, we do have that CW deal with NXT coming up, so she might be part of the deal. But
like this point is emphasizing NXT is no knock. Like
no. Yeah, and with that CW money, they could do more. I just feel like in the past year to 18 months, WWE has done a great job making NXT feel like the third brand and not a demotion.
For sure. No, that homecoming special was tough. I need that every year. Give me the homecoming. Give me the folks that made it.
They brought out Undertaker and Cena to compete against AEW, and that's crazy.
I'm with it, man. You know, invest, pour back into yourself. We all one big happy family. We have the reunion. You feel me? The NXT the reunion special. Like I need that now every year. Like let me remember. Yeah. Oh yeah, damn, folks was from NXT. Like that sells itself.
Oh yeah, no, we need that, and especially we talked about old boy coming back at 10. I feel like NXT needs a solid veteran or two. Corbin has been that.
Right.
Corbin has done his best work in NXT.
Yeah, but you can only do like your residency is only so long. It's like, all right, come on, dog. You're not supposed to be permanently down here.
No.
It's not the diss, but
yeah, I don't think so because you know they need that. You
got to rotate in and out.
Yeah.
You know, some people had Dolph go down there, had Finn go down there. But let's get you back one of these days.
Right. Kevin goes down there every once in a while.
You will. Nah, bro, that was cash money, man. I'm gonna let you get on with your day, man. This was heat. This is heated. Season 2.
Yeah, man.
Season 2. We here. Pleasure to have you on. We're gonna have to do this again very soon. You know, man, Rumble's only 8-9 days away, so we're gonna have plenty to chew on shortly.
Yeah, man. I'm excited.
Oh, it was a pleasure, brother.
Likewise, man. We gotta do this again soon. We can't take as long getting the second one playing as we did the first one.
Nah, man, yeah, we're gonna work some more of your boys in as well. I'm all for it.
Oh, we got a squad. In fact, we going live a little later. If y'all are hearing this, y'all can go check out my group, The Crew Day. We are on Twitter. We stream every week. We try to stream on Wednesdays and Thursdays. The Wednesday show isn't about wrestling at all. So if you want to hear us talk wrestling, tune in on Thursday. But we'll be live a little bit later. We're going to be talking about Keith Lee, Black Taurus, who just signed with AEW, and all these ACL injuries that have been going on amongst the women's division in WWE.
Nice tease, man.
Oh, thank you, man.
I don't know who'd you say? Who the AEW signed? Black Mass? Who?
Black Taurus. He was big in AAA.
Okay.
He had a banger of a match with Vikingo at Final Battle.
Okay.
And then they ran it back on Rampage. So if you can go out of your way to watch either of those matches, them boys were working.
Big Eho. How long ago was that Rampage match? Like in December or something?
Yeah, so Final Battle. Final Battle was about a week or so before World's End.
Okay.
I want to say. Yeah. And then they ran it back the next week.
I still record Rampage, so I'll go find it.
Okay.
I ain't touched one in a cool minute, but
check that out. AEW's Lucha division is exciting.
Oh, fact.
Oh,
I believe it for sure.
Oh yeah.
All right, then, Doc.
All right, because I could. What happened?
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, we could sit here forever, dog.
That's the beauty of wrestling. As always, thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you for listening. Stick with the show. Don't be a stranger. Interact, like, follow, subscribe, wherever you at, and we will keep this thing rolling. Till next time.
Absolutely. Again, man, thank you for having me.